Hey girlfriends, how you doing? We are here today with Deanna Powell, and we have another amazing story. There's just so many things in life, so many different circumstances and how we get through things. And Deanna, before we get started, I'm going to just read one little quote from your story because you had written some of it out too for us. And it says, "Courage for me was when I decided to tell my story. All of it, the good and the bad." And the reason I wanted to bring that out too is because you have a podcast, the Intrepid Storyteller podcast. And besides the fact that you are a realtor of 30 years, you have this lovely podcast. And I actually had to look up that word and see what it meant. I knew, like, I think I heard you say too, you knew it had some meaning and something big, but so you're telling the stories of these people who are going through some really big things, adventure, changes, transitions, all these different things. And, your story is very much like that too. So just say hello to the girls, and I just wanted to welcome you.
Thank you. It's an honor to be on your podcast and to tell my story. Yeah, you said you had to look up that word intrepid. So did I. I did not know. I said that word is so good, and somebody had used it in a sentence, and I thought, okay, what is that word?
Yeah.
And the word means not just brave or courageous, but dauntless, resolutely fearless, right? I mean, valiant.
Wow.
These words are bigger than just brave and courageous, which are great words in themselves, but intrepid. Okay. You hear the word with military a lot, right?
Oh.
At least I had. I had heard it in terms of military. But so I really feel like everyone has an intrepid story to tell, whether it's been, somebody has a hard thing that they've been through, and to tell your story is brave in itself, because a lot of people will just hold it inside and they just never let it out, and they just don't think that anybody would be interested in hearing their story. And what happened with me was, when I told my story, it shocked me that there were people out there that said, "Oh, thank you so much for sharing. I really needed to hear what you said," or, "Oh, me too. I went through that too." And it just was like my story was impacting other people.
Right. And did you ever find too that it wasn't even necessarily the story, the circumstances so much as it was the overcoming and the emotion and the fight. And it's like you can feel all the emotions and feelings that go with that, of getting through those things or making a decision or all these different things. And as we walk through your story, that is my hope here too, is that women will hear something that they relate to.
Yeah, exactly. And just also the act of being vulnerable. And when you're vulnerable, it's the act of connecting with somebody by first being vulnerable yourself, and it opens the door for them to feel safe enough to tell you their story. So anyway.
Yeah, so let's just give the ladies a little idea. So just tell us a little bit about yourself and where you are today, and then we'll go into your story.
Okay. Well, I have a lot of stories, actually. I could talk a little bit about being a single mom by choice and how I came to that decision. I could talk about there's abusive relationships that I've been through, that each one that I dealt with in a different sort of category, what things to look out for. But the particular story I want to talk about today is how I hit rock bottom and quit drinking alcohol. And so how drinking alcohol, where it landed me and how I overcame that. I think it's very relatable to people. And it's the legal drug.
Right.
That really affects people in such a negative way.
Yeah. So bring us back. So the name of your story that you have named it is "A Ball Bounces Higher the Harder It Hits the Ground."
Yeah,
So
that's
bring us back to where you were at that time of this particular story and what was happening in your life.
sure. So, I started drinking at age 16 just to fit in,
Mhm.
my
Yeah.
friends. And I was a Bible teacher's daughter, at my Bellevue Christian High School. And, so I don't know, it was kind of hard. I felt like it was hard for me to fit in. Maybe my friends today that I'm still friends with from school would tell you, oh, I was friends with everybody and she was, wasn't, but I thought that, that I stuck out or I didn't fit in certain ways. And so when I would drink with my friends, I felt like I could fit in.
Mm-hmm.
Liquid courage and all of that. Well, over time, and when you drink, you don't realize how, well, it's just every once in a while, or maybe I'm just going out and getting drunk for the weekend, but then everything's fine during the week. And a lot of people can be functioning and drinking at the same time. They don't realize little by little by little how it negatively impacts your life.
Oh.
And so, and alcohol kind of makes you not uninhibited, and you can make some bad decisions. And I've made many, many bad decisions over the years. But one in particular was drinking and driving.
Mm.
And when you drive, when you get a DUI, I'm really sorry. I need to pause this. I have some screaming children, and I warned them about this. I'm really sorry. Are you going to be able to pause this?
No.
Are you
But
live?
yeah, we are live. So I'm just going to end it.
Okay, I'm going to